not with the gang? What the is you doing? Leak one.
Gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. Gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. I'm with the G-A-N-G, my nigga Shell, TMNT, we blowing up like TNT. We hit the top, no calling my phone. You'll get dial tones in AT&T. Pretty blue skies is all I can see. You with the gang, you get it for free. Ain't no disguise, just me and the guys until I D-I-E, watch me get fancy. My girl a Bentley, your girl a Camry. That ain't a candy, that's just a Cammy. We don't need candy, ain't nothing sweet. I got a space on the top shelf next to my granny, that's for my Grammys. I feel like Penny, how my family proud, yeah.
But these are nice because we don't have to hold them the whole time. Dante's gonna hold it down and hold one.
Yeah. But those really help because you ain't gotta hold it. You can just have it right there to the side. Talk right into it.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta teach people how to talk into these though, because some people just chilling back here and be like, hey, up here.
That's the worst, bro. Whenever we be interviewing people, and they be like,
you should give them the option, like, hey, you want the mic here? You want to hold?
That's what I need to start doing, because some people they'll get the mic and they're like, yeah, man, I was just happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
well, this is an interview. How you just? I know we supposed to be natural.
Especially ones that do music. Like, I'd be like, man, you do music.
Which is crazy. You know how this microphone works. Meanwhile, if we be comics, if we be eating this mic, we'd be like, hey, y'all, what's up? What's up?
I was watching one of our interviews. Well, not one of when we was interviewing somebody. I was watching them. Bro, it's just like.
Just. I'm like, it's.
Are you talking about
yeah. No, I'm talking about when we went to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, one point, bro was just like this with the mic.
Oh, God.
I was like, what are you doing?
Bro, I think it was the one that you just posted that we were sitting over here. That kid was like dragging it up and down his shirt. All kinds of stuff. You got to least mic interference ever. That's why I don't like those lavaliers.
That's why it's so funny when you do stuff with musicians and it's like coming from comic world, because I'll be like, oh, we kind of like, we don't have too many smoke and mirrors, but it'd be like, oh, we know not to just do everything to this.
So how do you tell them? Like, what do you do when you're interviewing somebody?
I just tell them speaking to the mic.
Yep, just yeah.
Like that is the. Yeah, like that is the thing. Like, you're the host, it's your show, so you gotta.
And you need them to, yeah. It was like even in radio, the first thing they're gonna tell you in a polite but stern tone, speaking to the mic.
Yeah, it's just like being like a wedding photographer. It's like, hey, you got to put your hand here.
Here, yeah. You got to make it look like you love her now.
Like you don't look like anybody else in this picture right now.
You looking like you spent a lot of money for this wedding right now, player. You need to smile.
Mm-hmm. I'm hype, boy. Coming off my first. I was just talking to Bryce. I was like, well, I'm coming off my first weekend on the road.
Oh, look at you. How many shows did you do? How many shows did you do last night? What, 3?
2 shows and hosted one. Friday hosted, Saturday 5-minute spot, Sunday 10-minute spot.
So how many shows in 2 days is that? What is that?
2. Well, I guess does hosting count?
No, yeah, hosting counts.
3?
How many shows?
In 3 days, 3.
3 days? 3 days?
3 shows, 3 days. 3 days, 3 shows.
But you did Slice last night.
Then I did.
You didn't go to Alex's open mic after?
No, I didn't know that they was doing all. Like by
the time you saw it,
Life, I thought, yeah. And plus, I stayed the whole time.
Oh yeah, okay.
I stayed the whole time. Slice of Life. Chesney pulled up, did a stupid set, boy.
How'd he do? What was it?
Bro, it was fire. Like I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I wish he would have got to go up.
Like earlier, yeah.
Yeah, when a lot of people was there, because I think he probably had set it a night just off his 5. That shit was funny.
Yeah, because he'll go off, like Chesney go off and he'd be like, all right, 50-50. And if that 50 hit though, you be like, all right, hang on.
I think he's got like, I've seen him have the best opening lines.
Oh, Chesney, my favorite Chesney line when he come out. What's up, white people? It worked every time. In a room full of white people, you as a black, what's up, white people? They go crazy for that shit.
He killed it. Oh man, I went like 3rd too. I had to go 3rd.
Was a lot of comics?
a lot.
Yeah, bro, we got a lot now. It's like 35.
It went all 3. It was about 3 hours. It was
Jesus
3 hours long.
Christ, that's so long for stand up.
Yeah.
3 hours.
What time did it start, the show?
It was supposed to start at 6:30, but we got started at 7. So I mean, it wasn't 3 hours, but it was two and a half, almost 3.
Oh, they
But at
did
least
that.
it's only like 9 o'clock. You're not out there till midnight or something.
You look,
Nah,
they
it
got
was
food.
10, it was about 9, 10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock when we left, for sure.
Okay, that ain't bad. Ooh, boy. It's just stand up got a certain time period.
Where it just wears off.
It
after
just
a while.
the magic's gone. Like
I had
it'll.
I just ain't no slight to none of the comics, but bro, my family came out. Like 15 family members came out for me, and they're like my older generation, like my
Buddy.
my grandma's brother, and then my great uncles and them. And like I did my set. I went third, so I did my set. But after about 20 minutes, I looked back, and it was 15 of them all in a row, and they was all asleep.
Actually sleep. Actually like fading
If
out.
she see this, she gonna be mad. But my aunt was literally forehead down on the table, nigga.
Ain't nobody wake her up. And that's what killed me too. Ain't nobody looking at the room. Nobody see this black woman with her head down on this table. Ain't nobody gonna make fun of this. Ain't nobody gonna be like, "Hey, sister, wake up real
They
fast."
woke up during the claps at the end of
Yeah,
set.
they just woke up. You better not wake up at that public school waking up right there. You better get up. It's a whole comedy show. We are trying very hard.
Oh man, I love it. We ain't even got him started yet, man. Let's bring him into it like this. Welcome to the Qualified to Motivate podcast. I'm your host, Dante Quitman. Got my big co-host in here with me,
Right on.
Cherry Top. Yeah,
Cherry top.
Cherry Top.
That's cute. I like that. I like that.
The redhead and the dreadhead.
We be
man.
pulling all the light skinned
The
girls with
coldest.
cherry top. I tell you right now, you walk into a black club right now and be like, "I'm cherry top." They're like, "You sure is, white boy. You sure is."
As y'all can already tell, we got a very funny guest, very special guest in the building, man. The first comedian to really, come here, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? First comedian to really come here, little nigga. You know what I'm saying? Grab me up is under his wing, man. Petey Smith-McDowell.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hell, oh, that's cute that you said that. No, I was just like, "Hey, brother, it's only about 5 of us out of here." It wasn't even no little brother. I was just like, needed somebody to grab on to sometimes. But I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, man. We've been trying to get him on for a minute. He's a busy guy, though, but we got him in here, man. This is how I started off with everybody, Petey. This is Qualified to Motivate podcast. I got to ask you, man, what makes you qualified to motivate fans out there or just people, comedians, other comics in general, anybody?
I am not qualified to do a damn thing. I have no license. I have not been paid to qualify anything, but live your dreams, work very hard, and if you keep working, keep grinding, then you will achieve what you need to achieve.
Yes, sir.
And that right there is why you qualified to motivate. That's
I
the
guess.
beauty in it, bro. We
I
bring
guess.
everybody on because everybody in their own way is qualified to motivate.
That is true. As long as you believe in yourself, you are qualified. Don't let nobody tell you no other
Saying,
thing.
bro. Yeah. People always sell themselves short on that question when I ask them.
Because it don't feel natural sometimes. You be like, talking about me? Nah, gross. Why we talking about me? What you want? Some money? What are you talking about me? What, I owe you something? Yeah.
Man, let's get it started. Take us back, man. Let them know where you from, where you started at.
I'm from here.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Right here.
It's very sad. No, I'm from here. Born and raised, Asheville, North Carolina.
ABL.
So local. Asheville High. Asheville Middle. Jones Elementary. Super local. Too local. But I bounce out when I need to bounce out, but I always come back home because there's no place like home.
Yeah, he's so local. He remembered the original Hot Dog King.
Yeah, bro. Oh, bro. Yeah, that's where you can smoke indoors and play illegal casinos and get like a 20-inch hot dog for no reason.
For no reason.
For no reason. And then you was like, "This is a big hot dog," and then you was like, "It's just 2 hot dogs put together. I thought this was a big old wiener." Nah, it's just 2 hot dogs, bro.
Pause.
Bruh. Yeah, pause on that. Shout out to Mason Cam. Bringing that back.
Oh man, what was the inspirations? Oh yeah, ain't even let them know what you here for. What the profession is.
What I do?
passion is.
I tell jokes to people at night sometimes.
Yeah,
that's how I word it.
the big comedian.
I word it like that.
Yes, sir. I like that, man. Where'd you get your what was the start? What was your introduction to comedy? No, who was your introduction to comedy?
Who I saw, like the first person. Like if you say stand up comedy to me, and the first person that comes to mind is like Richard Pryor, because my mom had like Richard Pryor records, and it was so I would like steal them things and then like listen to him like he was doing drugs, and you put him in like in the dark room, put your headphones on and giggle, and
funny.
Did that for a hot minute. And then just start watching comedy on TV, like Def Jam. We had HBO, so it was like Def Jam, Tracy Ullman show, Arliss. It was like so much stuff on there that just taught me comedy in different ways. So that was like the first place I saw comedy and was just like, oh, that's what's up. I like that. Making people laugh. Yeah, that's what's up. How can I do that?
You got a favorite comedian?
Ooh, there's too many. It's way too many. It's way too
Let's
many.
do them then. Let's go ahead and get it. I was gonna wait till we get into.
It
I was gonna
depends
wait,
on
but
like
we
what
gonna
you
get
looking
into
for.
it,
Like
man.
if you build,
I got the list for you. I got you. Here we'll do because you know you're a stand up comedian, so I know this is how I be doing it. Like, let me get your top 5 stand up, strictly stand up. That's all the criteria is stand up. No movies, no shows, no nothing, no
just stand.
appearances.
So you want the
Just
Mount
stand
Rushmore?
up,
It's
top
just the
5.
Mount Rushmore.
Top 5.
Just the
stand
Mount
up.
Rushmore. Okay.
No movies.
Mount Rushmore. Just
We'll do that
stand up.
later.
Just stand up
Yeah.
and impact of stand up alone.
Yeah.
Then you
Stool
do
and a mic. That's
just
it.
stool and a mic. Then you do Richard Pryor.
All right.
You do George Carlin.
Yes.
You do classically somebody who went to jail for comedy just for talking is Lenny Bruce. A lot of people don't know who Lenny Bruce is. Lenny Bruce went to jail for just telling
jail,
jokes.
yeah. I seen
Like
a
that's
documentary about
crazy.
him.
Just go to Red Fox because Red Fox taught you how to be
See,
dirty.
nobody be saying him. That's good.
Red Fox taught you like it was like Red Fox comedy was like porn. They used to just have that, used to have that thing like behind like brown paper to buy. Like that was like hard to find like Red Fox stuff. And like 5, if you have to give it to like a newer person, like just I throw Eddie in there just because the youth always got to shine.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, Eddie. Because Eddie is like when you watch his 2 special, when you realize he like 19,
Yeah,
and then like 20,
22,
like 22 for the
Yeah.
second one, and then he never came back out again.
Yeah.
Just on
Bro,
the
he didn't
youth.
have to,
Yeah,
though.
didn't have to. Yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
the whole world just knew your whole set.
Yeah.
Forever. Like yeah, so I always throw Eddie in there just on the youth aspect.
I like the barbecue joke.
Oh, dude, the barbecue joke.
We gonna have a barbecue. We gonna have barbecue. Get the wood. Get the wood. Eddie, get the wood. Then you
Fire,
go on
fire,
don't you?
boom. And then it's great because you know who Charlie Murphy is now. And we say, look at Charlie over there rolling around in flames. Now you just picture Charlie Murphy rolling around. Shout out to Charlie Murphy, RP to the GOAT.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. That's hilarious.
But
I like,
yeah, I was like that one. But then even then, when I'm like, oh, Peter Kraft, your like favorite comics to do a show, like that's a different one. I'm like just killers that I like love and enjoy. Oh, that's like Wanda Sykes.
Right.
That's like shout out John Mulaney. I like John Mulaney.
Conan,
Conan, OG Conan. Like Conan, like I learned a lot just from watching Conan, just putting how to craft jokes together. And then Bernie Mac, like Bernie Mac taught me how to like work a crowd. And then Martin Lawrence, like people don't give Martin enough credit as a host.
Yeah.
Just as a pure, like if you go back and watch Def Jam and see
that
him
the
like
day.
host that crowd, it's people falling out the rafters.
Yeah.
Like and he has to keep all that controlled and then pass it to the next comic.
Yeah.
Like that's so Martin, like I'm like Martin's my host for anything.
Definitely. Yeah, you gotta have him host. It's crazy. Even when he walked out in his drawers.
He walked out in his drawers, pulled the sock out, and then wiped like because he had it like it was his unit.
Yeah.
And my man pulled a whole tube
Towel.
sock out and was just
wipe
wiped
off.
the sweat off. He's like, I'm scared of the mug. Just out here.
Nah, that's funny. You mentioned Red Fox, man. I feel like a lot of his name don't get brought up enough, man.
Red Fox crazy.
hilarious.
People don't even realize like how Red Fox died. You know how Red Fox died, right? He had a heart attack and everybody thought it was the bit because he was like, "Oh God, this is the big one." They was like, "Oh, he doing it," and it took us so long to get an ambulance because they thought he was doing the bit, so he died doing the joke. And he's like, "Nah, just help me,
I'm only
Just
laughing
help me.
because I
just
know
help me for real though. I ain't
Just help
doing the
me.
bit."
I'm
They was
only
like, "Oh,
laughing
he-"
because I know he would want us to.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Like his whole. That's so ironic.
Yeah, that's how
That's his
that's how
whole
comedy
bit.
work
Yeah.
though. Comedy hits you back like that so
Yeah.
real. They'd be like, "All right, I guess I got to be honest about it." But that I always think
One
about
of my
that.
little favorite jokes from him, and it's not even. It's just a quick little one liner. I can't remember what he said to somebody, but it was like an edgy joke, and then he said, "Oh, I'm only serious."
Yeah, he got him in Harlem Nights. Like Harlem Nights
Oh,
is one of
yeah.
my
That's the-
favorite
one of the-
comedy
in life.
movies because it's like I like somebody else is not a stand up who I enjoy like very much is Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend does like ensembles. Like he puts a
Yeah.
lot of great artists together
like
and lets everyone shine. So like I love an ensemble because of him, because like Five Heartbeats, like movies like that. And then Harlem Nights is one of my favorite ensembles because of Red Fox. When he has to argue with Eddie. Well, no. I was like, when he's arguing with Eddie, and then they be like, "Oh, you messing with a Creole girl."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Oh, your Creole girl, you know, she'll bury your drawers in the front yard and make you can't leave the house." It's like, how do you come up with that? That's not in the script.
I like the orange juice scene.
Oh, swallow it, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Even and then the parrot calls her a fat bitch. Like, it's crazy. It's
bro.
like, how do y'all write that? Nah,
Yeah.
him when they be like, when he can't, it's like, who thinks of like making Red Fox the like runner of the dice game? And then on top of that, he can't see.
Yeah.
And then so he rolls the dice, and then the guy losing his money is like, this motherfucker blind. Bro, he's like, I got something in my eye. He's like, get it the fuck out your eye, you blind motherfucker. Come on. Like, I'm losing money right now. Like,
Right.
and then at the end they do the joke with him with the bifocals on when he
Yeah.
finally puts it on.
like them movies, man.
I love an ensemble. I love an ensemble.
Life. That's the one I recently. Actually, some advice that Petey gave out to me that I'll give to young comedians and writers, especially like the writers. Watch your favorite like movies and TV shows with the script right alongside and kind of follow through it. I did that.
Yeah.
I did that with Life.
Oh yeah, when you see the original script of Life,
Like,
and then you
they
see
took out this.
Yeah,
They didn't have this in there. That was just them acting. They
Yeah.
was just improvising right there.
that's why the bloopers of Life are so good.
Yeah,
like the
them was all
bloopers of Life
good.
is amazing.
Them bloopers funny. He said, "What's wrong? Your mustache too big."
He's like, Anthony Anderson too. Like that's why I love. Like even looking at the cast list of that movie, that's like Anthony Anderson, Bernie Mac, Miguel Ordonez.
What's my man name? I don't want to. I know he's Evil Chappelle, but I just remember his name.
Evil
just 'cause
Chappelle. I just call him Evil Chappelle. Every time I
come
see
on, we
him, I
can't
know
do
I
him
hate
like
I
that,
hate
bro.
that,
We
but I
can't do
just
him
see
like
him
that. I know he
as
tired of
Evil
that. I know
Chappelle.
his
He
name, I
and
just
Ray
don't wanna
Charles
mess it
looking
up.
like Evil Chappelle. I can name like 15 of the movies he in. He and was it Love Jones is
Yeah.
Evil Chappelle. He's in a bunch of stuff. You can just I know you Googling Evil Chappelle right now.
I know his name, but it's Hakeem. No,
Watch Google Evil Chappelle. I bet you it'll pop up.
I know it'll pop up, but I want to give him the respect. I know his name. I know
Man, you
his
take
name.
any credit you can get. If you look on this, if you say that Kid Cudi funny looking dude on there, I'd be like, you're damn right I am.
You do look
Keep
like
looking
Kid
me up.
Cudi.
Keep looking me up, brother. I know what I look like. Yeah, whatever help you Google me, boy.
Man. I'm gonna pull it up in a second because I know his name, bro. Bokeem Woodbine. I knew his. I was gonna say Hakeem. That's why I was messing up. But yeah,
Close.
Bokeem Woodbine is Evil Chappelle. He was in there. Bernie, you said,
Can't get right.
and
Rick James. Rick James is in that movie.
in Life.
Yeah.
What?
Who do you think? Who sends them down to go get the moonshine?
No,
That's Rick
Spanky
James.
is
Spanky
Rick
is
James?
Rick James.
Oh man,
People
I
don't
just
even
showed
look
my
when you
young
realize
age.
the Eddie Murphy, Charlie
I just
Murphy
showed
tie-in.
my young
Yeah,
age.
Spanky
I
is
never
Rick.
even knew that.
Yeah. What you got? More your bathtub brew? Like that's Rick James. I love that movie.
Wow.
It's a random Rick James cameo.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Man, I can tell you very like cultured in that craft you got going
Oh,
on. So
it's-
how long you been like into comedy? Like when would you say you really like took a liking to it and you knew you're like
Technically, I've been doing it since like 16. I was in a college program called Upper Bound.
Yeah.
And it was like a high school program that got like kids ready to go to college. And at the end of the show, Liz is actually one of Liz's friends, Nina.
Right.
Nina was the president of this thing, and we was all in the same class.
Yeah.
And so I was just always goofy. And so we had a talent show at the end of the year, and they was like, Peter, just host a talent show.
Oh,
And I was just like, all right, cool. And I didn't know what to do, so I just did jokes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so that kind of like, I started like at 16.
like the first set.
The first set, but I didn't know I was doing a set. I
Yeah.
wrote a whole set list down and did it, but then I didn't go back into it until college. I went to AV Tech.
Okay.
And I took an acting class.
Yeah.
And my teacher was like, hey, you kind of funny. You kind of have a comedic style, a comedic speed.
Yeah.
Go to this open mic and I'll make it part of your grade. So I didn't have to go to class anymore.
He's getting credits. For
Yeah, I
this.
got credits to go to open mic. So the open mic we had at the time was an open mic in Asheville called Tomato Tuesday.
Nice.
And it was a kind of like the Gong show. So
Yeah.
like there would be it's crazy now to like it's so nervous like when you like tell the premise of this now. It's like the audience members had like plastic tomatoes.
Oh man.
And there's a gong and the light will come on. And so you would do 2 minutes of your set. And then you do 2 minutes, can't nobody throw anything, but as soon as that 2 minutes was up, the light will come on, and then the crowd can get you off stage. You can go as long as you want, but if the crowd throw the gong, you done.
So if they miss, you keep going.
You can keep going, but you know they coming for you. But you know they coming for you right after that. So it's like, all right, pick that up.
Yeah.
So we did that for like a long time. Like that's what me and Cody came from. Like that's what we. That's what
Tomato Tuesday, bro.
like when you say Tomato Tuesday around me, I'm like, boy, them was the days.
That's hardcore. Yeah.
And so like I started from doing it there, and then the guy who ran that does the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Right.
So I like made like early like grounds there. Ended up going from there to doing our own open mic because that wasn't our open mic.
Yeah.
Because he like eventually goes back to LA.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, oh, we hands out of an open mic now, but we all want to perform.
Yeah.
So what do we do? And we was like, all right, it's up to us to create it and do our own. So we started one open mic and then another open mic started, and so that's how the open mic scene in Asheville kind of started because we were like stuck on our own.
What year was that?
That was like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
like 2010, like right there.
Asheville, Petey and the other OGs in Asheville been keeping the comedy scene going in Asheville, man. And I
Barely.
appreciate it.
We working at it though. We getting a lot better. Like though,
Yeah.
yeah, we be fishing, as we say, for like headliners, like big names.
2012. That's when me and Trav was still rolling around on the wrestling mat trying to squash each other's head.
Got to tell you,
Oh,
Bryson.
y'all was in wrestling?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
since
bro, I
way back.
write pro wrestling articles and do like memes for like a local wrestling site
Oh,
in
for
Asheville.
real?
Yeah. Pro wrestling, not
wrestling.
your Greco-Roman and your Olympic wrestling, but you know
He
you hit
wrestled-
somebody
he
over the
wrestled
chair.
too.
Oh, you wrestle? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What weight class?
Oh man.
What weight class?
I think 70. I think 7th grade. I was in like 86.
Ooh, my man was a featherweight out here. Where'd you get all this mass from?
Bro,
That's what I'm
telling
trying to figure out. We was in the same damn weight class.
Because
This dude done
I
swole up.
quit freaking
Yeah, that's why.
10th grade. I still wasn't starting. I was always like 2nd, 3rd string. So I'm like, I'm sitting here drinking Slim Fast every day for no reason.
Oh, bro, let me tell you, you learn your weight so well as a wrestler. You be like, bro, I know I'm in high school I wrestled 145, and we had a guy in our class named Andrew Baker.
Yeah.
Thomas Baker, and but we used to call him Sunshine from Remember the Titans because he had like long hair, and I remember he was our heavyweight, and he went under or went over, and he spit a loogie, and it was his perfect weight. And he landed up on the scale and he was like, good to go. Good to go for state. And I was like, yo, he was like, I know my body.
Bro,
It taught me about my body real
Yeah,
fast.
so like 10th grade, I think I was 106, and I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat whatever I want this summer and work out as much as I want. I came back, I was 136.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I'm done wrestling.
He said, you know what? I'm
It's,
fine now. I'm about to get all these light skinned girls.
Yeah,
you
it's
see me
the
up in
swimming
here?
pool for me.
He said, I'm about to get this chain.
Yeah.
I'm about to get this camera. Y'all about to see me in the stands.
Yeah. And that transition from wrestling to swimming, I'm telling you, I knew I was in the right place. 'Cause-
Wrestling will whoop you down.
Yeah, and then you go from wrestling, rolling around with sweaty dudes all day. Now you're in a pool by yourself. Majority of the team is women. I'm like, I found my calling.
This mother.
You know what I'm saying?
You was like me when I went to AV Tech and I took a women's studies class. Like, oh, I'm about to meet some girls. I went there, was a bunch of dudes look like plumbers with like Mario mustaches,
had
and I
the
was like,
same
you know
thought.
what, this is whack. And then but this was great. Like I passed it. Like I was the best person in the class, and I took women's studies too. All girls, but no man thought about taking women's studies too. I was like, oh, what's up,
That's
ladies?
how
I
they
already
weed
know
you
where y'all.
out.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like,
Don't ever sign
But
up for a
by then I
class
was like,
just to
y'all
get
too
girls.
strong. Y'all's empowerment is way too important. I'm not gonna use y'all like that. Get up out of here. No, go ahead, queen.
Go ahead, Queen.
Get up out of here.
They taught you right.
Yeah, they taught me how to respect them way too. I was like, I heard that Beyonce song, buying you drinks is not appealing no more. I got to do something more.
Remember, I did that. Took interior design class in high school.
Oh, you took interior design?
Because they
What
was.
would you watch? Designing Women? What was you watching?
I needed an elective, and I didn't really care. And she's like, well, whoever the guidance counselor, she's like, you know, a lot of girls take interior design. I was like, oh yeah, put me in interior design. They was all ugly.
No, see, they did that. See, they did that. In high school, see, at Asheville High, we had a dance team. And at Asheville High, if you was like,
Oh, I said,
but did you take dance in school?
my cousin is on the Asheville High dance team.
Bro, let me
right
tell you,
now.
I was
had
an
to go.
OG dancer up
I
on
had
that
to go
dance
watch
team,
that.
bro. Dance team when we was there was lit. Like we was in there, like, oh yeah, we all gonna meet girls. They put us in a boy band, and we had to like dance as a unit for like the whole year.
Yeah.
And it was great though. It was like we made it hot. We made it work for us, but then it was we made it hot as we could. They was like y'all gotta dance as a unit, and it's just the same five.
Did you ever get to dance with women?
Oh yeah, we did like social
Okay,
dance.
alright,
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the time, but we had to learn. The greatest thing about that was like we had to learn how to waltz.
Yeah.
We had to learn how to like do a bunch of
that's
other
kinda,
dances
like, really-
before
yeah.
we could like do everything else. So by the time we actually got to dance with each other, we really didn't care because it was like I already got this 8 count in my head, this 4 count. I got to remember to pick you up. It's not even like even appealing anymore. I'd be like, this is a job that I ain't getting paid for.
Yeah.
I got to lift Katie up. Golly, I got social studies right after this. I ain't gonna be able to lift her up and stay focused in class. Like, nah, you getting one or the other. Either I'm getting a D or I got to pick up her D's. Like either way.
And we having good convo in here, but I about forgot, man. We just get back to the top 5. You gotta do your top 5 comedians with
way back
everything
to the
included,
beginning.
with all the bells and whistles. Comedians,
top 5, like they do
movies, shows, appearances, whatever, podcast, whatever. Top 5
you throw like
comedians.
you throw every okay. Well,
Every comedic
we've
work.
talked about this before. It's
Yeah.
like how jokes work. Every joke fits in a house. It can be told in stand up. It can be told in sketch. It can be told in movies. It can be told in a TV show. So it's like every joke, you just try to figure out what house it goes into,
Right.
and then do the best version of that.
Yeah.
So like, everybody does everything. So it's like, what is the stats we doing? So it's like NBA.
Movies,
So
shows.
movies is a stat. Okay. Ooh.
You know, that's when we starting to get into that comedians like
That's like
Jim
a
Carrey
triple threat. Yeah, that's like
type
a Jim
that,
Carrey.
yeah, the triple
like,
threats type people.
Yeah, it's like the old school triple threat. Like you act, rap, sing, do everything.
Yeah, top 5 comedians, whatever you
Who
want to
does
call
movie, shows, stand up. He has his stand up's not very strong.
They don't have to have stand up. I'm just like, well, of course, most of them, top 5
like
comedians,
his stand up's not very strong. But Donald Glover,
Oh, okay.
I love Donald Glover.
Yeah,
I met Donald Glover
For real.
I met Donald Glover the first time he came to Asheville. When he came to Moog Fest.
That's what's up.
Bruh, nah, it's how I snuck back in there. I snuck back in there because it was all a bunch of white people, and I was like, they gonna think I'm his cousin. That's how I'm gonna sneak backstage, and it worked. It worked. And the great thing about it was, it's like I already knew like his producer was Ludwig Garson.
Yeah.
And he does like Black Panther soundtrack, did the Community soundtrack. So I knew Ludwig. So I was like, hey, Ludwig, and the security saw me do that, and then was like, he know them.
I think he does the Mandalorian.
He does the Mandalorian soundtrack.
yeah.
Like, dude's like mad talented. Like, he actually went to school with like Ryan Coogler in college. That's how he knows him. And then he was just walking backstage, and I was like, Ludwig. He was like, that's all he did was like that. And security saw him and was just like, y'all must know each other. So I just like slipped back there. And then like I got a picture with him and everything. And he was just like, how'd you get back here? And I was just like,
That's so
like,
funny.
it's you and your brother Steven are the only 3 black people in
Just walk
Asheville.
back there. Yeah,
I just literally just danced my way back here.
Childish Gambino's cousin, mature Lucchese.
Yeah, just straight like that. And the second time I met him, the second time he came is how I met Chance the Rapper. But I was pissed how I met Chance the Rapper because I was supposed to meet Danny Brown because his opening act was Daniel, and I was a big Danny Brown fan. And his opening act was Chance the Rapper, and it was right when Chance put out Acid Rap, and I was like, get this kid up out of here. I was trying to see some hardcore smoking weed songs.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to trip out on acid. I see enough white people tripping on acid every day. I ain't trying to see all this right now. And then so we was backstage, and then he wanted to go to Chance was drinking at the time, and he needed a ID. And we was all like hanging out backstage, and he was like, hey, I want to go drink. And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know who he was yet. Like, he's not like,
he's not.
his Acid Rap is just, it's like 10 days out.
That
like,
was
he's about to like blow up into it. And so he was just like, I'm trying to go drink. So I took him to Athena's where we did comedy at, because I knew I could get in. So I just gave him my ID. And I was just like, yeah, come on in. Da, 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 da. And I was like, yeah, cool. I got this little light-skinned dude up in here. Years later, he was like, I'm Jesus. I don't drink. I was like, bro, I drunk like 15 PBRs on my tab.
Hold up,
like,
bro.
get
This
out
is
of
crazy.
here.
Wait a minute, bro. We ain't never had no exclusive like this on the podcast. Like, you met Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you say that, because that's been my exact intro. Like, I didn't find out about Chance the Rapper until Coloring Book was about to come out.
Oh, so yeah.
So I get into acid rap, and I'm like, oh, this is dope.
No, I used to,
and then, like you said, he dropped that, and then was like, yeah, no, I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
No
He was like, yeah, I'm super Jesus. I found the Lord. I was like, what happened in your life?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, I was like, yo, Stella got her groove back. You found the Lord. I guess everybody can do whatever up in here.
Right.
Yeah. But no, he did that. And so, like, from there, I was just like, all right, cool. Blew up, found Jesus and everything. And I was just like, all right, I guess he like a star. Yeah. That's one of like my random stories that I got. I just kept in the cut.
PBRs.
Just drink all my PBRs too. I was like, bro, was tossing them back. I'm talking about he with Jesus
on the PBRs.
At least he picked a cheap beer.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, bro, holding his own. He ain't driving. Yeah. He got a big ass tour bus. He wasn't driving.
Keep going? So you just said Donald Glover.
Oh, Donald Glover. Okay. Donald Glover.
I mean, this is gonna be a
Donald
long
Glover.
episode.
Tina Fey. Tina Fey.
Okay, yeah, that's
Tina
a good
Fey.
one.
I love Tina Fey.
That's a good one.
Tina Fey because
that's surprising.
30
too.
Rock.
I like that.
I loved her. 30 Rock. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Mean Girls. Like, just on a level where like, oh, I'm just a dude. I'm not supposed to know certain things, but like she can lay like a girl's groundwork down to where even I get it. To where like, even though this next person doesn't
really
do
smart
stand up,
writing.
but she's very Issa Rae. She don't do stand up, but she's able to like take like very funny moments to where I was like, you could done that as a stand up bit, but she just don't do it.
Right. Yeah.
Her writing is very funny. Somebody who is like killing it, but just does stand up. He does other things. We said it was John Mulaney.
Right.
Oh yeah.
John Mulaney's like got a bunch of stories, and everybody just thinks because he wears a suit that he don't get down. And it was like, nah, bro came out of rehab.
Yeah.
Don't let the clothes fool you.
That's what I thought. I didn't know that. Like I didn't know.
He did such a good. He fooled America.
I don't know
the
how
whole
he
town.
fooled y'all.
Yeah.
He literally had jokes like, "Hey, is this whiskey or perfume?" Drunk it and said it's perfume through the shit. I was like, "Bro, got problems. Bro, blackout drunk." Hey,
His Iced Tea joke is funny as hell.
oh, fucking Law and Order.
Yeah.
Oh, Law and Order. Oh, dude, make Law and Order so cool. I was like, "Hey, something going on."
It's an Amber Alert. What's that?
Yeah.
I don't know why they.
Amber Alert.
Yeah. Is it on y'all's
Hold on,
phone,
y'all.
too?
We got to go find them.
We got.
Peel the windows down. Look for it.
Chapel Hill. Y'all get in the car. There's a baby out there. We gonna find him. I'm just playing. We gonna find him.
Bruh,
They be finding
I
them
had a
quick,
joke
though.
about that I wanted to do. Like, bring the milk cartons back, you know?
oh yeah, for real. That's
I'm saying when you see the face, that make you want to get involved.
Don't nobody buy milk cartons like that. We be buying gallons. That's a big old baby on the picture of that gallon. And some of them gallon covers on Ingles be specifically colored for black people. Like black people get whole milk. They got like certain white people on the 2% milk. Buttermilk is big people.
That's how you started.
Yeah, that's
race
why I was
discrimination.
Yeah, I
too,
was
right
like,
there.
hold on now. They usually do it with the ice cream, but
But John Mulaney, like, I guess he had me fooled because me and Don the suit, but like, and even when he's telling stories like that, like me and Dante grew up in a place where there was nothing to do. So like, for everybody to get wasted on the weekends, it's not like doesn't mean you got problems. It just means like you're trying to find
it's
some people
like
to
it's
hang out
Asheville.
with.
We ain't got much to do. Like literally, either getting in trouble is like one of the
Especially
things
since they
you
closed
do.
down the Fun Depot.
Oh, Fun Depot. Oh, RIP to the Fun Depot. Like,
RIP
where
to
can
the
I go
Fun
get
Depot,
laser tag, baseball,
You know what I'm saying?
hit on
Go-karts,
yeah, go-kart,
indoor and
like,
outdoor.
yeah, in one spot, and didn't even bring it back.
My grandpa threw me under the bus at Home Depot one day.
No, he said
Fun
Fun.
Depot.
Oh.
Wait,
For
how
real? What he
throw
do
you
to you?
under the bus?
Bro, so I
Like
was
physically or
like metaphorically.
Oh, I was
So-
about to say physically through this whole little white boy under the bus. How he out here?
Like I said, I was the featherweight back in the day.
That
you
is
know?
true.
I was
That is
very
true.
small. I wasn't old enough or heavy enough to drive them golf carts outside.
Yeah.
But you know I was trying to.
Yeah.
You know I wanted to. So I get up to the front of the line. They're like, "Are you 12 or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, not 12 yet." Or whatever you got
You got to have a weight. Did you have a weight requirement? You didn't even have a weight requirement.
I wasn't nowhere close. So it looked sketchy, but I
Yeah.
lied my way through it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm on like lap 3. I'm passing everybody because I'm like the lightest person out there. So, you know, there's the weight
Oh,
reduction.
you cheating
is
like a
real.
mug. Oh, I'm pissed.
Yeah,
oh, I'm
like,
very competitive.
lapping
Oh, I'm
people.
mad. They got a baby in the car.
Yeah. And the guy like running the track, he goes, and I'm like winning the race. I'm like, I'm supposed to pull
You
over
got a
right
ticket
now.
in a damn go-kart. They said, sir, you know how fast you was going with your light
You
ass?
gotta go to traffic court.
You better put on these Timberlands or we going to pour water on you. You need at least a couple more
He
pounds.
pulls me over and he goes, "You said you were 12. Are you really 12?" And I'm looking at my grandpa, and my grandpa's like looking like it's like some type of test. So I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Get out the car." Oh man, I was honest.
They put you. What they do? Put you in
Damn.
Fun Depot jail? Like what is that? What's that
Damn.
entail of? They
Just,
just put you behind the batting cages.
Nah, just no more golf carts for me.
That
you know what I'm
is
saying?
about
up.
like in
So
Asheville. That's
lame.
all you got to do is just you go either Fun Depot or you going to the mall.
Yeah.
You going to Fun Depot, you go to the mall, you going online, and you be like, all right, what's popping online? It's cheaper. My mama won't take me nowhere. I guess I'm popping online.
Oh man, did we finish out all 5?
Oh, hold on, Tina Fey.
No way.
Yeah, hold on, Tina Fey,
We said Donald Glover,
Donald Glover,
Tina Fey,
Issa Rae,
and John Mulaney.
John
Got one
Mulaney.
more.
Oh, who do everything? Who do everything? Who does everything? He ain't, look here, he controversial right now. He ain't no comedian, but Shannon Sharp out here. Hey, y'all, it's me saying it. Like, that. I'm watching so much Shannon Sharp. Let me tell you, I can't stop talking like Shannon.
Real quick, start the Club Shay Shay podcast for
It's
us.
me saying it. Hello, Skip. It's me saying it. We're here with Cat Williams. We're doing a lot of things going on. You can't skip.
Because Earthquake can't read.
I don't know why y'all got. I love that. I've been watching that. Like, I go to
watched it 3
sleep to
times.
that.
The
like,
Cat Williams
yo.
interview, bro. I watched it 3 times. It's hilarious.
Line
I'll
up,
see
boy,
something new
boy.
every time I watch it.
Like, it's like, I was like, he don't even got to do a special. That whole interview hit hard like a special. We quoting
God.
everything out of that like it's a legit special.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm sitting there like eating cereal, watching that, and like, run it back.
It's the hard, I told Dante the hardest part about doing comedy and having that blow up is like doing comedy with white people who don't know who the people he was talking about yet. So it's just like trying to explain to white people who like Ricky Smiley is.
Oh, no,
and
I
I'm
was
like, y'all
Googling-
just ain't been to like down south radio. Y'all don't
many-
understand. He is like a goat, but y'all dumb. Okay, yeah.
How
And-
many? I wrote, I think 2. How many Cat Williams jokes did you write after that?
Man, I
episode?
didn't. I had that one riff. Remember that one? It was the week of, and we was at open mic, and I had that one riff, and it was I do that one bit, and I was like, who here smoke weed? And everybody smoke weed, and I'd be like, what y'all like to do? And they'd say their thing, and I'd be like, survey say, and I do the Steve Harvey joke, and I was like, what if I was Steve Harvey's son in here? And everybody laughs, and I was like, but don't tell Cat Williams.
Yeah.
And then everybody laughed, and they like grew to that. That's the only one I did though.
Man.
I've been just talking like Shannon Sharp around my house. That's what I've been doing, and I need to stop doing that because I'd be in
funny.
Ingles
You're
like,
gonna end up with a list.
man,
bro.
I'd be like, Peter, stop talking like that.
My favorite line was whenever he said, "What? That's a fat Faison lie."
Don't be saying that. You know that's our family. You know that's our family.
Oh man,
You're so accurate about.
What do you so how do you feel about do you feel like that everybody's been asking, do you feel like that hurt or helped comedy?
It helped. Everybody
that's how I
talking
feel.
about it. Like
Exactly.
it's all as long as everybody's talking about comedy, it's
People
great.
are buying tickets and stuff.
Yeah, tickets like his show is selling out. That was the whole point of it. It's the point of an interview. It's the point of a podcast to blow up on that level.
I feel like everybody he talked about could have went.
Oh, it's people mad that they
started
didn't get talked about.
That's what Mike Epps said.
Like Mike Epps was like, I'm mad you didn't say my name because it was hot. Like I was mad. Like, bro, you should have said every black cop. He was out here like he was like Desi Banks. Desi Banks stuff blew up. Like he was saying names in that moment that it just solidified them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have said I stole one of his jokes.
Yeah, I
The
was
next-
like,
the
come
next
on.
episode
I wish he
of-
would have
I'd
said
been
I
on
was a
tour
little
right
boy that
now.
beat him up. I would have been like, yeah, I was him. I grown up now. I grown up fully. We worked it out. We doing on tour together. I do stand up too. I'd have lied to the whole thing. I'd have milked that, bro.
For the next episode of Two Bears One Cave, you know, with Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer, it was labeled like, "Does Cat Williams hate us?"
Because he ain't say nothing about them. And they was like, bro, we sitting on all this white money. Don't you want it? We need some of that black. We trying to be cool. We trying to be cool so
Everybody was
bad.
trying to get involved.
Tom coming to
Bruh,
Asheville.
the comedy, how you
yeah.
feel about all this comedy beef now, man? What's up? We got Cat versus everybody.
I think
Then
it's
you
like
got-
pro wrestling.
you
I
got,
honestly think it's like
Donnell versus
Bro,
Corey.
I think it's
You
pro
got-
wrestling now, and I'm like, are we working together to do this? Because I'm about to be like Hulk Hogan in this mug if we
That'd
just
be
like
dope.
be
If we could
fake
just
beefing
start
and
doing
wrestling.
alter egos.
Yeah, I'm about to like, hey,
Oh, that's just what's up. I'm coming to the stage. I'm gonna tell you something, brother.
yeah, like for real, for real. If we
Ain't none
just
of you
doing
tell
that.
jokes like me, brother. I'm doing all the bullshit.
Like if we doing that, I'm like legit about to start like pumping up
Yeah.
with my promos before they. But Peter, what jokes you got? I'm like, I ain't doing no jokes tonight. I'm
Yeah.
doing a wrestling promo. I'm about to
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
him at a cage match.
Hell yeah, I'm cracking Casamigo bottles over my head like
I ain't
Stone
put that.
Cold.
Don't put that on Dante's tab. Don't put that on my tab. If you breaking over Casamiga bottles, okay, you go to Dante for that. Don't be calling me about that. But that's that young man's tab over there. Put that on his tab.
Bro, speaking of pro wrestling and ad libbing and all those comedic movies, y'all see me and Dante were talking about Fast and Furious on the way down here.
Oh, The Rock,
Yeah,
Dwayne,
bro, yes.
Dwayne. Oh, let me tell you how much I love Dwayne. If he run for president, Dwayne got my vote, and that's sad. But I love me some Dwayne. Do it. I love Do It. I've been watching Young Rock, which y'all should not do because it is terrible. But if you like Young Sheldon, it's like worse. But it is one of my. If you like pro wrestling, it is cute as hell. But I love me, bro. When it's one part in Fast and Furious. He literally rock bottoms a person through a table in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I left the movie because I was like, "That's what I was here to see."
That's it.
I don't give a fuck about these cars. I was here to see him rock bottom a person through a table. He did it.
You
I
like
love-
any of the new
Now I
movies,
can
the
go.
new additions to the franchise?
They going to space.
They've been in
They
space.
been in space.
They've been
You
in
didn't
space
answer my question.
with the steering wheel.
No, I'm not a fan
We got
of
good
it. No.
media training.
Yeah, look here. Just in case y'all need me in one of them Fast and Furious movies, you know, I ain't gonna turn it down. But it is not. It is up there as a good film. No, I love any movie that like has that long of a film. Like even when Cat Williams told like the mythos of why there's 10 is him and Ludacris is like they was gonna be 10. But like any movie that can like help people get paid, like great. The Rock had a legendary moment in that.
Yeah.
Tyrese, look at that big forehead.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's exactly what I was gonna bring up. That one.
Have you seen him now? He's back in.
Who, The
The
Rock?
Rock, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his cousin. He's wrestling his cousin. They doing some gang.
He's back in WWE?
Bruh, he wrestling his cousin on some like this my blood cousin. My family done ganged up stuff. Like we be like, all right, Dwayne.
Dang, I was gonna let it slide
It's
and
not.
just let it ride, but no, I hate everything they've done to that Fast franchise, man. That used to be my favorite franchise ever on earth, and then they just
Bro,
Just
Dante's
shit it
in
all
it for the
over it, bro.
opposite reason you are. You said I'm not in it for
I'm
the
here
cars.
for the bro.
Dante
They had
was
little
only
Bow
in it
Wow
for
in
the
Tokyo.
cars.
You gonna sit there and say that wasn't fun? Little Bow Wow in Tokyo, and then the movie don't even make sense on top of that.
I'm bro. Whenever I was little, right, my family used to like. I'm talking about this a
Chad?
room
No.
full of grown people. Like this is grown ups. We got to watch Fast and Furious 3 and 4 times, like back to back. Put the tape back in, rewind it. I used to cry and I wouldn't stop crying until they
Who was
watched
a
Fast and
gearhead in
Furious.
your family
I'm telling
that-
you, bro. I don't know. They
Dante.
said I used to. They said I used to just cry and be like, I want to watch Fast. I want to watch Fast, and I wouldn't stop.
You was
crying
like
until they
Ricky
played it
Bobby's
again.
shit. You was like Ricky Bobby. I won't go
I was
fast,
Ricky
but you
Bobby.
was like
I was the
legitly
Black
Fast
Ricky-
and Furious.
I was the Black Ricky Bobby.
They was like, can you just put on
was the
Talladega
Quante
Nights? You was like,
Jamal.
nah. I need to go faster.
Exactly.
And furiouser.
And so whenever they got, I liked all the movies all the way until 8. 7, when they did the Paul Walker tribute, I ain't even gonna lie, I really cried in the movie theater. I was like 13. I was in there crying. Real
Yeah,
talk.
that's
I was in there
insane.
crying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But then I watched that 8th one, and after I watched that one, I haven't watched a single one since.
Can't
Because
do
I was
it.
like, this is
You
terrible.
go with him to the? Oh, he like, nah, I ain't doing that shit with you. He's like, we
Nah,
friends, but
they
that's where it
could've did
stopped.
10 movies of just street racing. Like that's what made it hot.
And yeah, we was all out here playing like Need for Speed Underground, like we was really about the street race.
Need for
I hate
Speed was
movies,
tough.
bro. Let me tell you, Bad Boys is. I wanted to be a cop because of Will Smith, and Martin Lawrence, and then my mom was like, "No, you don't." She was like, "You don't, Peter. You can't solve Scooby Doo crimes. You ain't about to solve no police. So you just like Bad Boys a
You
lot."
gotta
And I
throw
was
the
like, "I
wrong
really do
mannequin.
like Bad
Yeah.
Boys." though. Mike Lowry, like movies is
I ain't like
dangerous.
that, bro.
Movies will be making you believe it's real out there. That's why I get mad at people like, "You still watch wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah." They be like, "It's fake." I be like, "So is everything else on
I got a
TV?"
good one. We got to give it to him, Petey. Go on and let him know what was the worst bomb story.
Oh, that I had?
Yes.
This is easy. Oh, this is easy. Oh, I did a show one time in South Carolina.
What year?
Oh, this was like 2000. I'm like 2 years in. It was at a flea market. Because when you young, you just like, if anybody like, hey, you want to do a show? You be like, yeah, I'm gonna do anything.
You want me to tell some
Yeah, you want me to
jokes?
tell jokes?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a
I got
poster
you.
with me on it? Like,
Oh.
you like, oh, you know how to work Photoshop? There's gonna be people here. Like now, I'll be like, gross. I'm not doing no comedy, no flea market. What the hell is wrong with you? Like now, I know my worth out here. But before in the early days, I was like, what you want, a nursing home? What
We'll
you want
do it
these
in the
jokes
back of
at?
the Goodwill.
You want a funeral? Yeah, I can sling jokes like whatever. But like it was at a flea market. And I ended up making a bit out of it. It was like this random flea market in like South Carolina, and it was like it was in a.
Was it in the summer?
It was like during the summer, but the name of the town was like it was Townsville, South Carolina, which was the name of the town that the
name of the
Powerpuff Girls was in. And I was like, this ain't a real ass fucking town. Like and at the time it wasn't like a Waze or anything, so I just like had like a Google or a MapQuest, and I was just like Townsville, fuck out of here. And so I looked it up, and it was at a flea market, and it was a Scott Taylor Davidson flea market, and it was like the worst show, bombed the whole time. And I'll never forget, there was an old white lady that came up, and I'll never forget her. She has probably gone to the upper room by now. But the oldest ever came up to me and said, "Baby, bless your heart, but you probably need to just go home."
Damn.
I was like,
about
sister,
bombing.
I drove here from Asheville. You said that go home like I live around the neighborhood. Like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
And they was like, and then after that, they had an auction. Auction fucking killed. Everybody was out there like applauding the auctioneer, like 35, 35, 45. I was like, he ain't even telling jokes. He just talking fast.
No
Fuck out of here.
setup, nothing.
Just out here just reading numbers. Oh, I was hot.
Oh my
Hi.
gosh, bro, that's terrible.
No, that was the worst. That was the worst bomb I've ever had.
How do you, for like the young comedians out there, how do you recover?
Oh, you just keep going. You just keep going. It's like that's why it's like pro wrestling. It's like you're just like in the beginning half, you're just learning how to like fall like safely, so you don't hurt yourself. So you're just backdrop. It's just you learn how to flat back, and so then it's just like, all right, that's your worst show. Ain't nowhere to go else but up. Like after that, I was like, that was the worst bomb I had. I've seen like stranger, terrible things that like other shows that should have made me quit, but I just was like, nah, that's just one that I'm gonna tell later.
Was it a bomb? Like, did you ever get a bomb where it wasn't one laugh the entire time?
Oh God, yeah. I'll probably get that. I'll probably get that on Wednesday. Like, yeah, I'll get that. Like in a room, like I've done comedy where like in front of 4 people to like an arena full of people, and 4 people is like I'd rather 4 people not laugh than an arena people full of like not laugh at me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just like because it's like the 4 people. I can look at you, I can talk to you, we can have a connection, I can feel you. Room full of thousands of people, I can't see. Yeah. So I
And I
have to
can't
just
make a one out
I
of
just
a
gotta throw
1,000
shit.
people
Yeah,
laugh.
but if 4 people, like that's my job to get 4 people to laugh. Like when you first start, like when I went to New York and did comedy, and you start all the way back at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's just like 4 people, and it's your job to get these 4 people to laugh. But if you get all 4 of them to laugh, boy, you be like, all right, I did good. I can keep going. I
like that. What would your advice be to a young comedian who hasn't had like that set yet?
Oh, you ain't bombed yet? Oh, it's coming. Now you done did
Yeah, I
that.
did
It's
it,
coming
bro.
now. It's great.
I've had
great.
bombs in my mind,
You
but I
always
ain't never did one where it was
it's
like I didn't get a single laugh like at all.
Okay, young comics, if anybody watching this, it's like baseball. You're not gonna bat 1,000 It's never you never gonna have every time you go up and it's a home run. It's a home run. Every little joke is like, hey, that's a single. Cool. Now hit yourself to second base, hit into a third, get yourself home. That's still a score.
Yeah.
Don't go up there and be like every joke because your body language tells that tells. And remember we were talking about like
that was the first thing you told me. It was like, don't worry about hitting a home run. Get on first.
Just
base.
get on first, just because sometimes when you're young, you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna do a shock value joke and I'm gonna just shock them, and then it'd be like, well, where was the punchline? Yeah, and they'd be like, why didn't they laugh? Because you just shocked the shit out of them. They don't know how to respond. And then so in the beginning half, it's just like, nah, get on base. Just learn your voice.
Right.
Your first couple years, like my first, bro, let me tell you, I'm so happy I didn't put out anything professionally in my first 5 years. Because my first 5 years, boy, I see clips of me now. I'm like, burn it.
I ain't dropping
burn it to the ground.
Everybody
Oh,
keep asking
Lord.
me that. Why you ain't drop no clip? We'll wait. Let's just
Wait,
see.
well, that's one thing about comedy. It's like it takes a long time, even for the professionals, to like really do it. So even on like your first year, you're still learning your voice. You're still learning your like cadence. You're learning your speed.
Right,
So it's just like it takes some time to grow into it. It's just like I think we live in a generation where people are like constantly like now. It's got to be gratitude now. And let me get this like now. How many views does it get now? And they'd be like, nah, bro, just get used to throwing stuff against the wall. And then once you see what sticks, you like, oh, okay, that's great. And if it don't, you still got a big arm. Now you can just used to throwing anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's just like looking back through your like old Facebook photos.
Oh God! When Facebook haunts you with them memories, when Facebook need to get sued for that, Zuckerberg need to stop with the memories.
I got a Facebook account. I'm trying to get deleted, man. I searched my name the other day, but people still finding out and they think it's my like. I got a new Facebook. It's Dante A Equipment. Don't go to that other one,
bro.
You got a fake burner. You got a fake burner.
No, it's my old one, and I got
it was real.
It's pictures from. I'm like in
bro,
sixth grade on there, man. I thought it was.
That's what's messed up.
Handsome looking. No,
What was your first social media? Like social media.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a tech savvy kid. I ain't gonna lie. I had a MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I
didn't know what I was doing.
You was out there doing HTML formats and everything.
All I was doing every day, I would get on there and download the dang picture.
Who was in your top 5?
I don't know nothing about none of that. All I did.
Like, I was just trying to be a little kid on the internet.
Exactly. All I was doing was
like,
I'd get on MySpace and I would every day change my, you know how you could customize your page. You got all the cartoons. That's all I would do. Put the music I listened to. I ain't have no friends.
My background was Joel Santana. It was Old Boy. It was, boy, let me tell you. I thought I was out here, bro. Let me tell you, bro. I thought I was a coder. I thought I was a hacker. I was like, bro, I was in a relationship with Raven Simone on there. It wasn't real. But in my mind, I was like, that girl in my top 5, I go with Raven. We go together. Now we know what happened, but I was just,
I wasn't doing nothing on there. I wasn't doing nothing but teasing predators.
Bro, every time I get a notification from Facebook, it's like, you got a memory to look back on.
Oh, no, that's assault, bro. I think we need to take Zuckerberg to court for that because some of the memories need to stay back there because you'd be like, ooh, thank you for reminding me to delete this.
Bro, but then you got other people tagged in it and you're like, I hope to God they don't share
somebody gonna share it. As soon as you see it, they be like, hey, remember that time you got drunk?
I think my awkward stuff is I'm, kind of, little slight, not to call you old, just a slight younger generation. All my embarrassing stuff. Like, I hope they don't never bring it back. I hope it's really gone. Is Vine. I did start making Vines, and it's only one. It's one like Vine out there that I made.
On it. You said Vine like it's a damn archaic type of format, like it's a DVD for you. Oh wow!
But bro, that shit came and went though. You know what I'm saying?
He said Vine. Like first of all, Cardi B was born on Vine. Let me tell you, her stripper Vines was the greatest thing. I met Cardi B in New York because of her Vines. The first time I moved to New York, the first celebrity I meet is Cardi B because I knew who she was, and they had her. She was still stripping. She ain't done Love and Hip Hop yet,
right?
And she was so great as a personality. I don't even think they had her stripping in the club anymore. They had her just like outside, just selling, like getting people to come in. Cause her Vines was like mad funny. Like she's like, hey, she didn't have like her sense of humor is like up my alley. Like you have her on live TV, and you get that little energy. Like, oh, she could say or do whatever. She like that. And she gave me that coupon. She was like, here, and teeth. She still had her teeth was still messed up then. Like her tooth was still. That's like before any type of money. And she was just like, bow, personality. I got the coupon to this day. Cause I was like, that was the first celebrity I saw in New York, and I was like, and nobody knew who she was. She was just like a Vine star. But I'm so used to like I used to write for I've been on like the internet just like stealing music. Don't tell nobody I've been stealing music.
To this day?
Nah, I've retired. Okay. I'm a retired music stealer. But I used to write for I used to do like online, like kind of like blogging. There was like a Or there was like cool blog sites. It was like Ill Roots. Yeah. It was like one. It was like hip hop early, like a lot of stuff. And I got like really cool with like going there early in the morning and downloading songs. Like I had demos of songs. I had I'm a big T-Pain fan.
Okay.
And T-Pain, I got T-Pain's Disturbia, where it's T-Pain before he gives it to Rihanna. I was getting those demos. And so I ended up writing for a fake group that never got made, but it was a real group. It was All City Chess Club. And it was a group that had Wale, J. Cole, Asher Roth, Lupe Fiasco, Pharrell. They were going to be a giant group, and it was once they announced it, everybody did this. So there was somebody on this blog site that made the name of the group, and it was going to be you had to go in all of their houses and release their music when they came out. So I just jumped in there and just start releasing music. I was stealing I would go online and be like, hey, what is this? Da da da, find da 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 da, and just steal music and then post it on the site. So I've been posting stuff on the internet for a hot minute. I love back in the day, that used to get me going. I'd be like, hey, I used to write for Ill Roots, da 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 da. And it was Petey, you just stealing music and putting a picture behind it. I was like, shut up. I am a journalist.
Yeah, stop playing with
I am a music journalist.
I'm a music pirate.
I'm a music pirate. But I used to do that in high school. In high school, I used to be, it was me and my friend, it was Travis Seibert, shout out to T3. And my friend Tyrell Malden, and we used to all we used to burn CDs and sell them in high school. And we used to burn DVDs, sell illegal DVDs and CDs and mixtapes and stuff like that. Yeah. So music has always been a thing for me.
Oh, yeah.
So just tying it into comedy. We were talking about a lot of comics going into music now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we was just oh, Cat Williams was one. We was yeah, Cat does it. Donald, Lil Dicky blowing up. Zach Fox.
Yep.
Zach Fox people don't even know Zach Fox did stand-up. He is they'd be like, oh, that's a little dude from Abbott Elementary and the Little Jesus record. They'd be like, nah, you come from stand up, you get bored in there, you can just do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask you, because I always ask like to ask comedians this: do you still get nervous before you go up?
No.
No,
not anymore.
Nothing.
Not anymore. After year 15, you kind of. It's not like you get nervous. It's more like you get nervous about doing everything that you wanted to do. You're all right, I need to hit this how I want to hit. You get more nervous about all right, I need to stick. Not worried about it. I'm not worried about them no more. When we were talking about crowd work, when he was oh, Peter don't do crowd work. I'd be like, I fake crowd work. I'll ask them a question, but I know y'all ain't gonna give me no better answer. Yeah. And I'm not. Y'all are not professionally trained to give me a cooler answer, so I'm just set up in a version to make you feel yeah, you a part of this, and this looks like this is freestyle, but it ain't.
So
it ain't even nowhere near.
It goes away eventually.
It will, yeah, it will, and then because after a while it'd be you're more nervous about bigger shows, shows that you need to nail. It's if you're still nervous about doing mics and stuff, yeah, that's gonna happen in your first 2 or 3 years. That's true. And then after a while you're gonna be all right, second nature, and then you get your second skin.
That's reassuring to hear, but I'm still throwing up before.
Oh, you still level 1 Pokemon nigga. That's why I always tell you level 1 Pokemon nigga. That's why I was I came to you. I'm over here looking like a full Charizard. You over there looking like Charmeleon, looking cute in the corner. I said, oh, look at this little baby ass dragon over here. Yo, man, you better blow that fire more hard.
Hey, this one time I remember I did this, I did the set or whatever. And Petey, I get always whenever I finish at the open mic, I'll go up Petey, yo, what was up? What was that? How was that? And this and that. He's like, yo, man, good job tonight, man. That was great. I was like, nigga, I threw up before I went up there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that night you was like, I threw up. But he was he literally came with him. He was like, oh, after my set, I threw up. I was like, oh, metaphorically? He was like, no,
nigga,
physically.
I threw up, nigga, right before the set. Nigga, I don't know, hey,
but then I didn't know that beforehand the set he had was really good. It was the one
got
real
that
ones.
nerves out.
He got it out, yeah. But that's when you told me, he was like, I get nervous. And I was like, well, your stage presence doesn't show that. So that's all I always say is they don't know until you tell them.
Right.
So don't give away the odds a little bit.
Yeah, and then when you go back and watch it, if you video it, you go back and watch, you be like, oh, you did all right. But and then there was another time where I come off the stage, Peter's like, man, that was straight, bro. I was like, nigga, I forgot everything.
Oh, that was the night, yeah.
I looked at it, I was like, bro, I went up there and turned around and forgot every last thing I was about to say.
Well, it was there was a certain part, I usually at the mic, I run sound, so I'm behind the booth, so it's there's certain I have headphones on, so I can hear everyone's set and then switch the music out and have the music set up ready to go and cue it up like that. So even if you come to the mic sometimes, if you have a music joke and I can tag it in musically, working sound, no one knows I'm doing this, but I just do that just to pop myself. So if someone's got a Rob Tom, Morgan had a Rob Thomas joke, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to play Matchbox 20, bow, and just throw that in to where that extra pop comes in at the end. It keeps the energy going. It keeps the crowd paying attention, and then that keeps that baton easier for you to, pass into. But Dante, boy, that night was crazy because in the middle of his set, I'm, watching it, and I'm doing my sound, and I'm, looking up, and I was just like, kind of quiet.
He's not saying
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm like, did this nigga pass the mic off? What is happening? And I just like look up and I'm just like, and he looking at me. And then I'm looking at him. I'm like, nigga, if you don't start telling jokes, and then he just goes into his bed. But then his brain, he comes off the stage. I was like, bro, that was very good. But then he comes, he's like, I forgot everything. And I was like, oh, that's what that was.
Him and there's another comedian named Kerry Goff. Shout out to Kerry.
Shout out to Kerry.
They was Kerry's like, man, yeah, you're usually like faster pace, and there was just this long
that
pause.
one long pause. We was just like,
what was going on? I don't know. I lost I was just looking at them like, yo.
Like we do stand up comedy like long enough. If you do stand up comedy long enough in Asheville, like one by one, you figure out your voice enough to where you're kind of like a band, and your comedy's kind of an instrument. So it's like we got used to his rhythm.
Yeah.
Even as a new comic, we got used to his rhythm, his timing, and his beat.
Yeah.
Even for a split second, we was just as vets was just like.
Hey,
quiet.
It's quiet as hell up in here, Dante. What the hell? And then we looked up, and I'll just never get. He's looking at me as I'm like queuing up, and I'm like, Dante, what the fuck are you looking at me?
What do I do?
But we had like a one. Yeah, it was like, nigga, help me. Yeah. But even then, I'm looking. It's like we had like it was kind of like if there's that Chappelle joke when there's two black hostages having eye contact, but we have a thing, and I'm like, you alright? And he like, no. I'm like, you got this.
Tighten up.
Yeah. But tighten up, bro. You better tighten that up.
What was your best story? Like, what is your set that you remember? It's like nothing will ever top that set. You feel like you rocked it. That's the Netflix special set. Where was that at?
I've had a few of those.
Damn right.
Had a few. I try to do those when there's like a person in the room to where it. Not saying like it doesn't matter every time I do it, but if there's someone in the room I'm trying to impress, like if there's a headliner I'm open up for, and I'm like, I'm about to kill this because I want a relationship with them like kind of after the show so they can come to Asheville and hit me up sometime. I had one, like the last one I did was like the Hannibal Buress show. I opened up for Hannibal, which was crazy.
Shout out to Hannibal Buress.
Because I didn't, he hit me up and he was like, hey, you in town? I was like, I'm in a town. What do you mean, am I in town? What does that mean? He was like, you in Asheville right now? I was like, yeah, nigga, I'm in Asheville. Yeah. He was like, I'm doing a pop-up show at Gray Eagle. And it's great because it was like the first show I ever booked by myself was Hannibal. And it was just because I cheated. I always call this fishing. Even if as a booker anywhere else, the greatest thing about this time of year is when people are doing tours, they show you where they gonna be at.
Yeah.
And if you see where if they not coming to your town and you got a big enough town, you can book them and just do that. So I saw Hannibal and I saw his dates and he was doing Nashville and Charlotte, but he had like an off day and I was just like, he could do Asheville. So I just literally hit him up and was just like, hey, you want to do an Asheville? Show got set up, boom, 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 found a venue, did everything there. And then we get there, and it's the first show I ever booked. We get there, and there's no chairs in the whole fucking venue. Not another chair.
Stand-up comedy,
yeah, the crowd got to stand up. I was in there, and I'm freaking out. It's like downtown after 5. There's a festival everywhere. It was at Tiger Mountain. Not where Tiger Mountain is, but where it's like Lazy Diamond is now. It's just like the reverse of the thing, but it's right there. And I'm like freaking out. And there's a guy we used to do comedy with named Tom Sheave. And I was like grabbing him by his collar and I was like, hey, bro, I'm freaking out. I ain't got no chairs in here. And this motherfucker looked at me and was just like, meh. He said, Patton Oswalt did Orangefield with no chairs. He did that like a week ago.
That's
and
crazy.
I was just like, yo, I can do that. So fast forward the story to like when Hannibal hit me up and was like, hey, you want to open a at Gray Eagle, and I was like, yeah. I get there, and I was like, it ain't no chairs in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Again, and that's when he doing music, and he does stand up, so it's more of a concert. So one moment I had like a real like come to center moment where I was like, oh damn, I remember, yeah. And after that, I was like, oh, I'm about to murk this shit, because that was like kind of cool. So that was a killer set. I had a cool set at opening up for Beth Stelling. At Orangefield, that was a cool set. Trevor Noah, I opened up for Trevor Noah. That was a cool set I did.
All in Nashville?
No, Trevor Noah was in Greenville. I did Trevor Noah before anybody knew who Trevor Noah was. South Carolina. Yeah. This is before anybody knew who he was. Like at the time, he was just like, he had just came over here. Mm-hmm. And he was like kind of known for impressions.
Yeah.
And so one of my friends was like, oh, Peter, you want to open up for this guy? He's like big in Europe. He was huge in Europe.
Did he have an accent back then?
Yeah. Oh, same thing. Yeah. It's like he's exactly how he was then as he is now. And it's like, it was just crazy his following. Like in Europe, he was huge. In Africa, he was huge. But in America, no one knew who he was.
I was gonna say because I've always heard his story. I'm like, this guy should have more of an accent, but he sounds like an American.
Yeah. Oh God, he came and it was great because I remember my buddy was in there. He was like,
gotten better? Like, because I remember earlier it was super strong, and now it's kind of like.
Yeah, he got used to being American. Oh, when he first came in, it was like strong, but he could do different accents from around the world because he was traveling and doing it.
Yeah.
And so like one of my buddies who booked it, his name was Nick Shaheen. Nick lives in Atlanta now, and he was just like, "Hey, Peter, every South African in South Carolina is gonna be here tonight." And at the time, I was still smoking cigarettes, and I was like, "What, nigga? Like 5?
Right,
Like what?
South
South Carolina, South Africans? Like what? And it's a family
mix.
of the Mobutus. Like it's one family. It is not gonna be a bunch of people." And I swear to God, we was in Coffee Underground. And Coffee Underground is it's like a theater, but it's like kind of church style seatings, and it's like it sits probably about like 75, like not really 75, probably like a good 80, 85. And it was sold out.
Yeah.
And there was people that drove from Orlando to see him. And they were coming in, they're like, "We drove from Orlando." And I was just like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then he goes up, killed. Justin Blackburn was there. Blackburn went up. Blackburn actually did good. I did good. I killed. And to the point where he was like, this is when I realized this one moments where if I could go back in time, I would have like worked better at this. He was just like, "Hey, if you're ever in LA, you can come stay at my house." And I was like, this African just came over here.
Yeah.
And he out here just telling people they can just stay in his house in LA. Boy, you gonna get robbed so goddamn fast.
Right.
But even then, he didn't blow up. Like, it's one of the moments where I said Chance the Rapper. I looked up, I was like, he got Daily Show?
Yeah.
And it's
Shit
great
crazy.
because now I can use the credit and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I opened up for," and that's the fun thing about stand-up. Yeah.
Bryson, who would you say some of your favorite comedians? Give me your top 5 comedians, Bryson.
Dang, that's tough. But I would say like right now probably Will Ferrell. That guy
That's
always
good.
makes me laugh. at
That's good.
everything.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and then Tom Segura, he's hilarious. Let me.
Coming to the Asheville Comedy Festival.
Yep. Trying to
We
get
did a show with
ticket.
Tom Segura when he first came to Asheville. It was
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
It was when he put out, was it White Girls with Braids?
Oh,
It was like that time, and it was like, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Him, Bill Burr. I probably
Definitely.
listen to his podcast.
Yeah, I
for,
listen to
like,
his a lot. They kind of get my
Bird is like people. I forgot he be on Chappelle's show just chilling,
Bro, that's crazy.
just in the
Like,
back,
yeah,
just
like,
low key chilling in the
chilling.
back, like in the race, like racial draft, just chilling.
Yeah. Dang.
Bill
Now
Burr's
you
a
say
beast.
that, Dave Chappelle probably one of the best.
Oh, Dave's up there. I always put Dave. Dave is up there just on like a
legend.
goat
Titan.
level. Like people don't like realize like how good Dave.
What
Like,
level he on? Yeah,
like Dave do like 5 hours of stand up.
crazy.
I'm like, I can't sleep for
He's an
5 hours
amazing
straight.
comedian telling great jokes in irregular shirts. It's Corey Holcomb.
Corey is on
Holcomb,
a,
he said he be
Corey is
doing
out
them
here
every-
trying to kill everybody. out
Corey
here.
Holcomb
Corey,
was like, he be doing
Corey
them
is on
shows
his
in irregular
revenge.
shirts.
Corey is out here on his revenge
Who's your
tour.
fifth one, Bryson?
Bro, what? Oh,
After Dave.
I'm really having like
Dave. It's probably be Dave. It'll probably be
No,
Dave.
he said after Dave. He got
yeah,
four.
yeah,
after Dave?
Yeah, he
Dave.
said Will Ferrell, Bert. No,
Bert.
you said Will Ferrell. You said
Tom
Tom
Segura.
Segura. You said Bill Burr.
Bill
Dave
Burr,
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Yeah, one
dude,
more.
This is a battle right here. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
harder than
anybody
rappers.
else.
It definitely is.
I got a lot more that I like, but man, I would say I'm gonna drop 2. I'm gonna drop 6. I'm gonna say Jim Carrey because he makes me laugh about
Jim Carrey.
everything that
Gotcha.
he's in, and then stand-up comedians, just as far as stand-up goes.
Oh, you gonna do a top 5 stand up only?
Nah, I'm just gonna
Okay,
drop
all
one
right,
more.
all right, go ahead,
I'm
go
gonna just
ahead, go
drop
ahead.
one more. It's too
Go
hard.
ahead. Go ahead.
Dang. Right now, like in the spell that I'm on, I'm gonna say Joey Coco Diaz.
Okay.
Oh,
got
go,
that
yeah.
right
Oh,
there.
wow. That's a good. That's a good
Yeah.
cut. That's a good cut.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta get into mine, huh? Should I do the movies first or the stand up first?
Do stand up. You doing? You
Yeah,
just
okay.
do stand up.
My top 5 stand up,
top
and it's
five
his
stand-
only stand up material, and I know I'm about to piss a lot of people off.
My thing is,
If I'm gonna do stand up only, I gotta say this because I feel like it.
it's an evolution. It's not always gonna be the same.
But
vibe,
here's the
you
thing,
know?
like
Yeah, it's always
like,
change.
I
Yeah,
can't-
you change every
and,
day.
and y'all
Yeah.
gotta understand, I am younger too, so remember that. But Eddie only did 2 specials,
Mm-hmm.
so stand up wise.
That's why I was like. That's why I threw Impact in it. It's
So,
like after
yeah, so,
Eddie,
yeah,
they needed
like,
an
I mean,
Eddie Murphy
comedians,
type.
Of course,
Yeah.
he's and I always try to say like whenever you're doing top 5 comedians, it's like rap, like Biggie and Tupac are just automatically up there.
Oh, the
so I feel
goats,
like
yeah.
Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor are automatically up there. But my top 5 just stand up. I'll go Bernie Mac, Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, Cat, and this is where it gets tricky for me. Oh my God, Bill Burr.
No, Burr.
Bro, another
Burr,
one I want to
sleep-
throw in
sneaking
there, just the people who's making me laugh a lot right now, is Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon
yeah,
is
he's
killing.
funny.
Oh,
He is
Tim
funny.
Dillon has been
He's good.
crazy
Yeah,
since
he's
like
good. Yeah.
Adult
Now,
Swim.
Top 5 comedians, movies included, everything else. I gotta go Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I gotta go Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
What was I just thinking about?
Yeah, when you throw
Martin.
comedic actors,
Martin Lawrence.
Bro, that's the thing.
Yeah, when you throw in just comedic acting, like that's so much. Like,
Dang, where am I? What did I say? Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey, Martin Lawrence.
just crazy when you throw in just acting. It
Just
changes.
like not just show like we gotta go Kevin Hart. We
There's
gotta go
ano-
Kevin
yeah,
Hart.
when you think about just actors, another one that Danny McBride,
See, Danny, yeah.
bro, he
Like even
he's
then, it's like you
hilarious
throwing
in
like
everything.
Zach Galifianakis is in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Y'all got
that's
me
what's like when
thinking
you
about that whole
just do
Seth
acting
Rogen
and he
crew
do
and shit,
stand
but
up.
like,
Yeah, he do. Yeah.
Let me see where I'm at. Okay. What did I say? Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey, Martin Lawrence. Who else? Kevin Hart.
Bernie Mac.
I did Bernie Mac.
Oh,
on
you
my
done stand
stand-up.
up. But you can't throw him in action though, because I was about to say
the Bernie Mac
I used
show
to
was
want to.
pressure,
I used to
damn.
want, bro. Let me tell you.
Shows.
Let me tell you. I used to have a podcast idea about scene stealers, and it would just be like inflected on like a certain actor. And the first episode I would have done was Bernie Mac, because every movie he steals the scene of the whole movie, and I was like, people that just steal scenes. Look at he had a
so
full
rough,
war. He
bro.
got a
The
debate
fifth one.
about this. It's an eternal
bro.
battle.
Yeah,
That fifth one. I think I'm just missing names. Like I can't think of them right now.
well, there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
Comedic actors. On screen, on a movie, on a TV show. I'm almost left out Chris Tucker. Y'all go
Chris Tucker. Oh.
Damn,
That's
that
a
make me
good
have to
one.
almost go back to the stand-up list. No,
Chris Tucker's legendary stand up is, bro. You talking about the Def Jam stand up set is Chris Tucker's bro. Nah, that was a moment.
That's like the first. It's crazy whenever this is what I meant. I'm glad you said that. It brought me back. Whenever you were saying like, I feel like it's weird that I did this because I was born in 2000, but how you said you went and listened to like a Richard Pryor album in the basement or like whatever. I remember that's like on Everybody Hates Chris. Damn, we left out Chris Rock. Damn.
Chris
But
up there.
I remember on like Everybody Hates Chris, he was talking about how that's what he did. He went and listened to George Carlin on a record, and that was one of my first this is like 2012, and my granny, I just went down in the basement, and there was these records, and there's all these records, and I don't know none of them. I don't know none of these names. It's all music.
Yeah.
And so I get to the back. It's a Richard Pryor Bicentennial nigga.
Oh, Bicentennial nigga. Yeah. Bicentennial nigga's great.
I'm like, oh shit, Richard Pryor did music. I'm like 12 years
Oh,
old.
God.
I'm like 12
Yeah.
years old. So I was like, oh shit. So I put it on the record player, and I'm just listening to it. I'm like, oh, he's doing his and like that's crazy. Like everybody kind of starts on an old vinyl album.
Yeah. It's usually like,
And it's like that was crazy. That was
well,
like
as a kid,
2012.
it's like cuss words of like very
I still
like.
got that too. My granny, when I
yeah.
started doing stand up, she gave that to me on my birthday. The record, I had
Yeah.
that on vinyl.
Oh, I
Record,
got Bicentennial on vinyl.
Yeah,
It's like
that's tough.
it's just like when you little, it's like cuss words are like like kind of mythical. So you're always just like,
you don't
I can't say that, I can't do that, or like funny things in general. So you just mesh them both.
Yeah, it's like you don't realize, like, you don't know how they work. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah,
like,
you just like you like both of them, so you like, this is a grown up thing, and it's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
You don't even know the jokes, so you laughing at. You like, oh, this is cute.
Bro, yeah, I remember like just figuring out like you're like you can say cuss words and nothing bad is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, when you used to think you were going to get cursed, yeah, or like you were just going to get hit.
Yeah.
You was like, I'm going to get cussed out or hit or something
like,
for this.
Like I mean, it wasn't cool in front of my parents, but like you could say it somewhere else. Like, oh man, like
I used to have to like hide it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
like if you got like even if like you got like stubbed your toe on something in the house that's a little, and you know how cut you like
Yeah.
God damn it, and you're like
yeah, bro. And I remember I was so bad at it.
oh, we
Like,
all
you just,
bad.
You
at
just throw in like random words, just random bad words.
we just
in
sound
the-
like Yosemite Sam. You just make up fake ones. You're like, corn, flap it, daggett, daggett.
Yeah.
I know what daggett. And your parents like, I know what daggett means. It's like, well, I can't even say the fake one. Then. Not even the real one. Jesus.
No, yeah, I remember I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I'm sitting there like messing with like the Wii or something. Me and my sister, and I called her a DA. I literally said, "You're a DA" in front of my parents, and I just got so much shit for it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, you really got to keep this under wraps."
That
you know what I
you
mean?
like, yeah. When you can't even say the fake one, like.
yeah.
Like, and then you try to do the little kid thing when, like, when you figure out the Bible. and you're like, oh, this cuss words in the Bible. It's in the Bible. And they like, no, you don't even know how to like pee in the toilet correctly, let alone be talking about the Bible and what's good and that, get out of here. Yeah. That's what cuss words is like. It was just like a big thing. So like when you found it in a record that they liked, it was like evidence against them. And he's like, but you like this, you bought this. That means I can do this. It's two different things.
Petey, man, what you got coming up, man? What's some of the goals that you want out of the comedic world in the next 5 years?
No, I'm just working on making my own shows. I'm just doing my own shows. That's the cool thing about that is like when you're usually working with someone else's stuff, when it's time to work on yours, you're like, oh, I gotta be everything now. I have to do everything now instead of like being one of the teeth inside of the monster to being like in charge like of the monster is like two different things. So it's just like trying to manage that part, like trying to be like the Dr. Frankenstein of the Frankenstein monster, and then still have it be a polite monster and it don't just tear up the whole town and be. So I'm working on like different shows in the town that like we could shoot and do stuff like that, and then just help a bunch of comics as I can while I do my thing.
And I appreciate all the help you've given me so far, man.
It ain't help, bro. I was like, hey, look, for all young comics, is like if you around me, I'm always trying to like help you with hurdles that you don't have to deal with, like that I've already dealt with. So I'm gonna teach you how to get around that to where like when I first started, I was just like, damn, I'm stuck behind this wall. And I didn't have anybody to show me how to do it. And I just had to work my way around it. Now I know how to get around it. I'm gonna show anybody else how to get around it. That's when he was like, come here, little bro. I was like, nah. I was just like, hey, I need you.
Bro, I definitely appreciate it, man. It's a tough like game to try to get into. You don't really got there's no, I think comedy's one of the one things, there's no blueprint at all. Like it's like everybody has a different journey into it.
It's no school for it. It's like there's no actual school to teach you. Yeah, like if you want to do like music, you go to a music school. Or like if you want to do like acting, you can do an acting school. Even there's like at Full Sail, they'll teach you how to do like background stuff. There's like a bunch of like places that teach you how to do stuff. Comedy, there's no real, outside of clown college.
Yeah.
There's no real legit school for it.
And it really is like constantly evolving. Like even like not room to room. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
so I wanted to know your intake on that. Input on that. What is your how you feel about the new wave, man? The whole record everything and try to post all these crowd work clips and how do you feel about that? Like it's that new wave of posting like all this material.
Well, it's great because it's a new golden era for comedy. I was listening to Sam Morril. He was talking about that on the podcast. He was like, it's just a new golden era for comedy. And it's great because it's like before you take a lot of things out of a lot of gatekeeper hands when they're like, oh, you need this and you need that. And it's like now you just you can produce your own audience. Yeah. And then after that, it's up to you to manage it and dictate itself to where like back in those days, they would just not give you an audience, but you would build your own audience through their light.
Right.
Now you have your light. So it's great. It's just, it's a lot of people are going to get shot up from it. And that's great. But then it's like, be ready for when you do get shot out for it. Yeah. So it's just like be prepared. Don't be underprepared. Yeah.
Do you think I was wanting to know how comedians feel like this. Do you think that crowd work, like, because I work at a comedy club and I kind of noticed it a little bit. Do you think the way it's going with the crowd work videos, do you think that's hurt the show quality as far as like people speaking out? Like they're more, the audience is way more vocal now. Like they don't just sit there and listen. Like they're gonna say it's when you get silent or something. If you've opened up crowd work and you get silent, you know, do you think that's hurt comedy with them?
No, it's just like you just hope you got a cool crowd. That depends on the booker for it. It's like it should always be like a respectable crowd that kind of gets what they is. And it's like if you're really like how most people like, everybody will critique stand-up comic but don't go to stand-up comedy shows.
Right.
And so those are the people who don't know how to act at comedy shows. But I gotta speak out. It's like no. It's like the opera. You don't speak out at the opera.
Yeah.
You sit there and enjoy the show.
And it's one of those things where like people like, that's the type of space where you see people drinking for the first time and way too long, so like they don't know how to like handle themselves.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you got people who are used to attention being on them, and now there's something there, and they're like, "Well, I can be a part of this." So they're like, "It's a balance," but it's like I don't go to like fucking concerts and be like, "Give me the mic."
Yeah.
Like I don't like let me spit a few bars. Yeah, you get tackled off stage for like that. So it's like the difference is like there's the performance aspect of it. It's just like, hey, I can interact with you, but there should be a common ground. So it's just like crowd work is great. I think it's great to post that stuff because it's not like your whole meat of your like set.
Yeah.
It's not your best joke. It's not your strongest joke. It's just still showing people that you're like smart enough to like think off the whim with a crowd thing. But the crowd should be like not thinking that's your whole thing. Oh yeah, probably. Everybody's like forcing it because that's the easiest thing to do and it's great content. But at the same time, you can just write good jokes too.
Right.
And
I think I actually just like I was telling you that hosting gig I did. I actually had my first like successful piece of crowd work happen there, and I realized it happens like you can't do that. You can't like try to set up this moment. Like it happened naturally. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know what I was about to say back when he said what he like. Basically, what happened was the guy was like, I was like, any parents out in the crowd, and he was like, yeah. Well, I did a joke. I was like, I see a lot of wrinkles. Are there any parents in the crowd? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what you got? You got kids, man? He's like, yeah. I was like, what do you got? He's like, a boy and a girl. I was like, how old are they? And he was like, 37 and 20. So I was like, them is not kids. Whole crowd just like lost. I was like, really? That was kind of simple. But like that's what
then you can go in deeper to it. Yeah.
And so it's like it's something you can't force. It happens naturally, and I think it's something people keep trying to force with the crowd work videos. Because there's some I didn't know this, but there's some comedians that are going out there and like they're bombing. They're bombing the whole set.
Oh God, yeah.
Just for this crowd work. Just for this 10-second crowd
work. If no
work
one's
clip.
laughing in the video, don't post the video. If there's like two people in the crowd, don't post the video. Like this doesn't look appealing to be at in general. It's not going to look appealing online. Like online is not going to put a fun filter on that.
Yeah.
It's like watching like. It's just weird, like coming from that comedy club. Because the first time I did like I had a good crowd work thing was at when we had a comedy club in Asheville. It was the Asheville Comedy Club, and the first time I had something work, it was in a club setting. There was a dude in the front row, and it was a white dude and a black dude, and the white dude looked like Bubba Sparks, and the black dude looked like an old black guy from like Old Brother Where Art Thou. They used to like he'd be like, "This is the journey you're going on." He looked like that black dude.
Yeah.
But that was in my mind. I didn't say it out loud. Yeah. And I just for some reason I was just like, "Hey, brother, what you doing? What you do for a living?" That's the most hackiest thing you do as a sales. Just what you do for a living, but everybody does it.
Yeah.
And the white dude goes, "Oh, I sell baby wipes." And the crowd go, "What?"
Yeah, what?
And I go, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I sell baby wipes." But he said it like so hood, and I was like, "Out the trunk of your car?" And then everybody bust out laughing. But it like, and then I did like a good like 3 to 4 minute bit with them back and forth to the point where the headliner came out on stage, didn't see my set. He came out there and was like, "What you do for a living?" And the crowd was like, he sell baby wipes.
Dang,
He sell, and they was like, "Peter already did that." And I was just like, "Yo, oh great, oh yeah." He was like, "Oh, Peter already did that. Okay, cool." And then he went to something else, and it was great. And I was just like, "Oh yeah." Sometimes crowd work can work, but then sometimes you can look at somebody like, "What do you do for a living?" They be like, "Don't fucking talk to me at all." I'll be like, "Yo,
don't show up to a comedy
You gotta pick
club.
the right one.
You gotta pick. That's the other thing too. People think you just pick a person, they'll just give it to you. You be like, you need to
I
scope
just
them
go
out
with
beforehand.
whoever's been like laughing and invested in the show. That's kind of what I do.
Or who's wearing something crazy. Like we live in Asheville. Like there'll be a dude with a cowboy hat. You sit in front row of the comedy show, the cowboy hat. I have to. I remember that white dude had. Was you there when that white dude had? He had braids.
No, I don't think I was.
Oh, I think Jordan was there that night. And it was a white dude. He sat in the front row and had cornrows. And I'm sitting there watching everybody go up and not say nothing to him. Not say nothing to him. And I go up there and I was like, y'all put a whole white dude with cornrows in the front row in front of my black ass. And then the whole crowd like goes crazy for it. And and I was like, don't you tell me this is some Viking ancestry shit. You went to a black barbershop because them cornrows is perfectly tight. I was like, you got and one cornrows. Like you got perfectly Latrell Spree-Rail cornrow. You said in a black person's lap with some melanin to do them.
Yeah.
And they just busted out on that. But it's like when the crowd gives you something, it's kind of like your job to like kind of like analyze it.
Yeah.
And figure out what you want to pull from it.
I did this really good crowd work joke that I added into myself. Oh man, he wasn't there last week, but I just did this new like crowd work joke it's touchy. Like it's one of the ones you gotta have a good sport for. Yeah. But I've done it twice and it went great both times.
Those are the hard ones to figure out too, because you don't know like
how they're gonna react
to it. So it's like you kind of like it's kind of like
bait them into it.
Well, it's like I feel like at that moment when you do crowd work, you got to fight like Floyd Mayweather. Like you're a defensive fighter and you're like a southpaw. So it's like you got to wait for them to throw the punch so you can figure out where to come and then think about the second one. I throw comedy and sports together and comedy and music together sometimes.
I want to ask you that too, bro. Like, since you've like done comedy and you wrestled in high school, doesn't it like? I was telling Bryson like, does it feel like the same? You get that same feeling like right before a wrestling match as you do.
Yeah, it's like a show. Did y'all have a come out? Did y'all have a song that y'all used to come out to? What was y'all's like come out?
Not
song?
like a song, but like
y'all didn't have a song. Y'all whack as hell. What school did y'all go to?
You remember middle school? We had that.
Are you talking about like everybody gets the song, or like the whole team?
The whole team come out one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, y'all had one. What was y'all's?
In middle school, I remember it was TNT.
TNT.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all coaches.
I don't remember in high school. And whenever I got to my junior or senior year, my coach, he's like, they always do country and rock music and stuff like that. But my senior year, he's like, all right, I'll let you pick it, Dante. No cut. So I just did an instrumental. I did the T.I. Big Things Poppin' beat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, they never gave us like an intro. We had to come out to like a unit when we was at Asheville High. And our wrestling, and shout out Coach Bright. Coach Bright was our wrestling coach, and Coach Bright had us come out to Phil Collins in the night. And it's just, and we had to walk out and hit the mat as soon as the drum do 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 do. And then we had to go in the circle like do the little I can feel it coming in. And we was like all black people. We was like this all kind of lit though. That drum drop. And to the end, it's just like all us just bumping Phil Collins. We like, oh, we love Genesis.
Get black people involved in some rock or country. Just make sure it's got some good drums.
It got a drum in that mug. We was in that. We was bumping Genesis right after that too. Like we playing Young Jeezy and Genesis after this. Weird combination, scaring the heck out of everybody at Reynolds.
Yeah, man.
They was like, "What are y'all on?"
What's the number one advice you'll give to like the young up and comedians coming up right now? What would be that number one advice you give to them?
Right. And then when you hit a block, go do something with your life. Go talk to people. Go be around the world. Get some new inspiration, and then go back to the drawing field. Back to the drawing board. Like you gonna write forever, so don't get like, oh, I'm tired of writing. No, my old, like, remember somebody was like, oh, my old stuff? And he was like, oh, I'm tired of my old stuff. I'm like, Dante, year one, that's when you go on the road, and then you go, because he's still in year one, but then in year two, he's going to go on the road more. He's already done Atlanta. You do Charlotte yet?
No.
You ain't done Charlotte yet? To do Atlanta is hard. Like most people, like, it took me like 2 years to get out to Atlanta. Yeah. And then that's why I was like, year one, y'all doing great. So, like, just keep writing, believe in yourself. It's a long road, but it's a marathon. It's not a race.
Right.
It's like cross country. You just like getting your stamina up, and it's a long race, but there's light at the end of that tunnel, depending on what you want to do.
Gotcha. What's the number one advice you wouldn't give to comedians?
Number one advice, don't be booked on everything. Pick and choose where you need to be and go to the places that you feel comfortable at. You don't have to say yes to everything. Don't be, you'll toast. I heard like Absol say like, we toast to the thirst that we didn't have. And I was like, damn, that's a bar. Because I was like, we could have been thirsty at that moment, but we didn't take it, and that probably would have messed us up. So we toast to the thirst that we didn't have to get us to where we at here. So certain times, you be where you need to be. But once you learn where you've grown, it's cool to let it go and then evolutionize up. So like, hey, some things that you like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that. Give yourself a pat on the back for that.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad you're here too, because Bryson said he's gonna go do 5 minutes tonight.
Are you gonna do 5? No. Man, you should, man.
Set him up.
You should. It's not. Hey, anybody that won't do stand up, it's the hardest time is your first time, and then after that you'll be like, oh, I kind of get it, and then you'll get ball rolling and the bug will bite you. That's what I was like. You gonna sit there and you gonna get me and say I love Will Ferrell and give me your top 5, but you ain't never done it once. You should do it once.
I mean, I might do it once, but I wasn't planning on doing it today. That was that was a lot.
It's a 5 minutes, Bryce. It's just a 5 minutes, my boy.
You give me time to prepare.
Type 5.
Just a type 5. That's the one thing people don't realize. That 5 feel long, though. Yeah, when you get up there, you be like, oh, it's just 5 minutes.
Trust me, our first podcast, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Some pauses, some dead air on this moment.
And then you learn, but then you learn how to do it, and you like, all right.
Yeah.
Now,
that was, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would do it, but I would definitely not do it today.
All right, we'll hold his word. The next podcast you see after this, Bryce gonna go up and do it, but not this one.
Let me go back to the last. This is just a personal note for me. The last podcast we did with a comedian, I was trying to grow out a mustache for absolutely no reason. My boy was getting married, and he texted us 3 weeks before the wedding.
He said we're doing stashes?
He said we're doing stashes only. 3 weeks before the wedding.
Including the women?
No. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm telling you, like, I never grown a stash before, never thought about growing a stash, didn't want one. I'm like, all right, this man did a lot for me in my life. I'll do a little something for him for his big day. I start growing the stash out. He texts us like 2 days before the wedding. He's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I can't have a stash, so y'all rock whatever you want. I'm sitting here with this freaking caterpillar growing out of my face, man.
I've been out here growing this
dirty,
thing.
JD.
I've been, it did me dirty, man.
Bryce out here with a light under there trying to get it to grow. He was like, come on, I got to make it
I'm
to
out
the
here
wind.
every place
Try
I
to
go
grow a
and meet new
hydroponic mustache.
And then you want like a good cop mustache, like a good like a porn star mustache. You don't want no little like little weak house.
And it was weak, man. And everywhere I go, I'm meeting new people. I'm like, hey, listen, this mustache is not my idea. I like.
You like, this ain't even mine.
This ain't even for me.
I'm renting this.
Yeah, so
see, that's good, bro.
Yeah,
That's good.
so if you saw it on the last episode, just know I didn't want it.
He'll see. It'll haunt you in your Facebook memories. You better hope there ain't no
bro.
pictures of that.
Somebody's gonna go be like, "What is that?"
You gonna look at that in
face?
2 years? You can be like, "Oh, damn, I forgot about that." With a full beard, though, it's like you gonna have a full beard by then.
Yeah. So that's just my personal note on this podcast. If y'all saw it,
That's some pro wrestler stuff right there. There was a wrestler named Rick Rude. He was like on Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Nitro at the same time, and it was because one was pre-recorded and one was live, and he shaved to show which one was live. And I was like, "You just pulled a Rick Rude right there, boy. I like that."
Hell yeah, man. Is there anything else you want to tell the folks, Petey, before we slide up out of here?
Hey, when it's come out? When it's gonna be out? When it's gonna be out?
at least a month.
At least a month. All right, man. Oh, man, I ain't doing nothing. Come down on Wednesdays. Music off. We still there. What else popping off? Check Instagram. Petey Smith-McDowell at Instagram. If you Asheville, you like memes, bam, I do memes.
And if our editor is worth a damn, this will come out before March 22nd. So make sure March 22nd.
If this is out before March 22nd, I have a show called The Asheville Files where we take a bunch of Asheville stuff and we doing conspiracy theories, variety show. We got skits, we got comics, we got a bunch of stuff. We got special guests. There's a bunch of stuff going on. So check that out. But if not, go on my socials.
Say the socials again, but say them slow.
At Petey Smith-McDowell on Instagram. Just go to that one. Everybody else is a lie. Don't go to the other ones. Just go to that one.
You said
disclaimer, like I said, this may or may not be out. If our editor, who ain't worth a damn, if he lazy ass editor, if he edits this and does what he's supposed to do, this will be out before March 22nd. If y'all are seeing this after March 22nd, I want y'all to go on Instagram and DM our editor and tell him he ain't shit. His Instagram is Dante QTM, DANTE QTM.
Damn, I was gonna say I was the editor, but damn, that's good. Dante already doing it. Oh, that's great. That was great, bro. I was about to be like, and the editor has been me the whole time. The call was coming from inside the house.
Right. Man, listen, man, it's been great, man. It's the Qualified Motivate podcast. We got the boss in here, Petey Smith-McDowell.
Hey. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Petey.
Go watch
thank
some
y'all,
comedy.
Bro. Thank you, Dante. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.